If I could use any two words to describe Gelato Beach, those words would be frustrating and beautiful. This level possesses such a strange duality. The level itself is amazing to look at. The crystal blue water, the sandy beaches, it's absolutely gorgeous. And this makes exploring the level so much fun. You can lose hours of your life just running around looking for blue coins and enjoying the scenery. The problem comes when you run out of areas to explore and actually have to play the level. Gelato Beach has some of the most frustrating and poorly designed missions in any 3D Mario game ever. There are episodes in this level that cause me to physically groan out loud when I see their title. And this right here is the strange duality of Gelato Beach. I love being in the level, but I despise actually playing it. So here's the thing. Episodes 1, 3, and 5 of Gelato Beach are actually not that bad. Dune Bud's Sandcastle secret is super solid. It involves you filling up these Dune Buds until they explode, revealing a sandcastle that houses a secret stage. And unlike the secret stages in Bianco Hills, the sandcastle secret doesn't completely break the immersion built up in Gelato Beach, as it's focused around these sand blocks, which fits the theming perfectly. Wiggler Ahoy full steam ahead, maybe, dare I say, the best boss fight in Sunshine, which sounds impressive, but it isn't. You have to use the same Dune Buds found in episode 1 to flip the rampaging Wiggler over, and then ground and pound its body once it stopped moving. It's genuinely hard timing the Dune Bud explosions, and it's fun seeing the Wiggler flip and crash into things. The best part about the fight though is the fact that it takes place on Gelato Beach, and not in some random boss arena. It makes you feel like you're helping out the residents of Gelato Beach tame this wild beast, and not facing off against the boss in some arbitrary arena somewhere. As for episode 5, Pantissimo's Sand Sprint, it's just fine. It's basically a carbon copy of Foot Race Against Koopa the Quick from Super Mario 64, and it actually appears multiple times throughout the game. So, it should say something that one of Gelato Beach's best episodes is recycled content from better levels. And I wish that was the end of Gelato Beach's story, but unfortunately, it's not. If it was just these 3 episodes, the level would be pretty good. But it's not just these 3 episodes. There's so much more. And that more makes my whole body quiver uncontrollably. And not in a good way. What you're about to see may disturb you. The rest of this video is watch at your own risk. This is episodes 2, 4, 6, and 8 of Gelato Beach. Okay, let's get into it. Episode 2, Mirror Madness Tilt Slam Bam. Makes me want to tilt slam bam my head into the wall. You're tasked with removing these cataquats from 3 mirrors circling the lighthouse on Gelato Beach. Listen, it's really cool that fixing the mirrors wakes up the Wiggler that causes episode 3 to happen, but oh my fuck, the act of actually doing so is terrible. To remove these cataquats, you have to spray them with Flood until they are right at the edge and this animation occurs. Then you have to run to the opposite side and ground and pound the mirror. The problem is, the game doesn't tell you any of this. When you first get on the mirror, Flood tells you to spray it with water to upset the balance. So you spray them with water and nothing happens. They get pushed back, but unless they are right at the edge, you can't remove them from the mirror. Once you figure this out, Flood will say, the balance have shifted, now's your chance. My chance to do what, Flood? I'm already spraying them full blast! Spraying them with water knocks them back, so why would I stop spraying them when they are almost off the edge? This episode sucks, and the cataquats can suck my catacock. Episode 4, The Sandbird is Born, is the literal poster child for the strange duality that surrounds Gelato Beach. The stage is absolutely fucking beautiful. It has a dreamlike quality to it that is only accentuated by the amazing music. The music may be some of the best music in the entire series. Seriously, if you haven't heard this tune whilst riding on the back of a sandbird, you haven't lived. But as beautiful as a sandbird may be, actually collecting this shine is a nightmare. You're required to collect 8 red coins while riding on its back, and since the sandbird is constantly rising, if you miss one of these red coins, you may not have the chance again to grab them, which at that point you can't finish the episode and you have to kill yourself. Oh yeah, and once in a while he'll just do this for the fuck of it. And if you die in this stage, you are kicked back out to Isle Delfino, so you have to enter the world and find the egg all over again. Episode 6, Red Coins in the Coral Reef, sounds like it should be a good time, right? Hunting for red coins in crystal blue waters near a vibrant coral reef sounds like it should be amazing. Well, it's not. If all the red coins were stationary like this one, it would be fine. The problem is, they're moving around everywhere. Some of the red coins are part of these schools of fish, and for whatever reason, Nintendo decided not to add any collision detection to these fish. So they just phase right through the coral reef. And guess what? Since the red coins follow around these fish, they do the exact same thing. You'll be chasing around a red coin and it'll just clip through the level geometry where you're unable to reach it. Like, what the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea? They'll eventually come back out, but it's usually somewhere else in the level and it's super confusing. You don't know if it's the one you were originally chasing or some other coin that got trapped in the void. What makes all these episodes so much worse is the fact that you have to complete them to progress through the level and beat the game. If Sunshine was structured like Mario 64, where you can do missions out of order, or just not do them at all, I would give Gelato Beach more of a break. But this isn't the case. You have to suffer through each of these levels. You don't have a choice. And this actually happens to be the saving grace of episode 8, the Watermelon Festival. Because unlike the other 3, you don't have to complete it to beat the game. And thank fuck for that, because I would rather let Flug give me an enema with the booster rocket than ever play episode 8 again. There's a competition on Gelato Beach to see who can get the biggest watermelon. Get the biggest watermelon and win the shine spray. If only it were that easy. You see, there are watermelons throughout the level, but none are big enough to win the shine. The one that is on the complete opposite side of the level. And once you get to it, you now have to escort it back to the tiki hut on the beach. It still doesn't seem that bad until you realize that there's a literal army of cataquats between you and the hut, and that watermelon will shatter into a million pieces if it's touched by anything. So, even though the odds are against you, you try anyways. You push it down into the hell pit that is Cataquat Valley, and you realize that those cataquats only want one thing, and one thing only: to destroy that fucking watermelon. And a chill runs through your spine as you realize this watermelon is completely unwieldy. Whether you spray it or push it, you have no control over this thing. Even when you have some semblance of control, the cataquats attack you, sending you flying in the air, leaving your poor watermelon completely unprotected. They murder it without any sign of mercy. This will happen to you over and over again. And even if you make it out of the hell pit, the watermelon is so fragile, there's a chance you may just break it by accident. But you didn't. You made it through. And as you approach the hut, there's just one more obstacle in your way. Oh my god! So that was interesting. If you like Sunshine and other levels in Sunshine, be sure to check out this video.